And now, your local forecast.
Welcome back to the forecast. My name is M4 Sonic. I'm joined today by Chief Street and Lukey.
Hello. Hey, yo.
On today's agenda, we're talking about some challenges that we set ourselves in the last episode. We've also got some interesting thoughts about threads. Chief's going to run us through that. And then I've got the Launchpad. So we'll be playing around with that. I'm going to challenge one of you guys to see if you can play one of my projects. Well, I haven't actually played this project in a while. It was one of my first bass therapy. So even I'm wondering if I'm going to pull this off. Also, apologies to everybody that's been tuning in. We did have to take a week off. I had RSV. You can hear it in my voice in that episode. I was starting to get sick and then it just knocked me out. So we got there, but these things happen. Thanks for your patience. So you guys are well?
Yeah, yes. Not too bad. Not a lot. I haven't been sick, which is great. So thanks for not getting me sick
You're
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm dodging it at the moment because someone at work has got the same thing and they called us in for a meeting and she called in during a meeting and she sounded terrible. I was like, oh my God. So I feel very fortunate.
I still sound nasally. It only affected one half of my face. So I had all these like crazy eye headaches and sinus pain and whatnot.
Really?
Yeah. But it was not bad enough to see a doctor, but on the cusp. And then I thought, tomorrow I'll be better. And I just stayed basically like a potato for an entire week.
So no antibiotics or anything?
No, but probably should have in hindsight. But it is what it is. But just productivity, like trying to keep up with work. And we're going to talk about our challenges.
Yeah.
So do you guys remember the challenges we set?
I do.
Ourselves?
How could I forget? It was a challenge.
Well, our group chat, Luke was keeping us updated. I already know for a fact that you've maintained one. So just so we can update everybody that didn't hear last week's episode, your challenges were, correct me if I'm wrong, you were going to cut out soft drink.
Correct.
Did you manage?
Achieved, yes.
Still? Have you maintained?
I have fallen back, but not to as much as I was, which is at least good. But I did the 7 days, no soft drink.
How was that?
It was good. I actually really enjoyed it, to be honest. It gave me something to do.
Some purpose.
Yeah, it was a lot funner than I thought it would be.
And did you feel a sense of achievement?
Yeah, I did. Every time I knocked it back, I was like, good on me. And then, I was like, oh man, it's funny when you just say something, you can actually follow through with it. Like you are capable of doing it.
And then you had a music task.
Yeah, I was I think we were almost all trying to decide what our next release is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
I had a bit of a hiccup on the way because I actually ended up writing quite a lot of music in the last 2 weeks. So awesome. I've been really happy and I think I'm going to change my plan that I had previously set. So
we said that was okay. We said it was okay to move the goal. So the thing about goals, it's like, I don't know if any of you guys watch AFL, Australian football, the goalposts. People often talk about people setting goals and then moving the goalposts.
Yeah.
And that's why they're missing. Okay, but this is positive. Like you've set yourself a task to choose your next release, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in the process, become more creative.
Yeah. Yeah, it seemed to, it wasn't really intentional. Because last week we didn't come into the studio, I had the whole day at home. And so I was like, let's write some music or let's try to. I haven't had a ton of luck lately.
Way to bash on the studio because you didn't come to the studio actually.
No, it just gave me some time and I could sit in my pajamas and,
You can come to the studio in your pajamas if you want.
Get creative.
In your dressing gown, you tried to convince me it was a jumper.
I totally could. But so it turned out to be a really good session. I came up with a little bootleg remix, which I've been posting on Threads as little snippets.
And then there was a third.
And I don't know if I had a third for me.
The third. See, as the editor of the podcast, I have to listen back. You were going to reach out.
I did. I did reach out to one guest. Not enough.
But so Chief does not have to sing a Taylor Swift song.
Yes. No money, no singing.
All right, Luke, you had one goal was to have no phone an hour before bed.
Yes.
Did you manage?
I did.
Your face is saying otherwise.
I did manage. However, there were times where I'm like, I'm getting pretty tired. I might go to bed and I'm like, shit, I'm on my phone.
Oh, so you have to wait
I'd put my phone down and I'd like kill an hour before I went to bed, even if I was really tired.
You know what? I think that's a really tough challenge, so I'm going to let that slide.
It's still not looking at my phone for an hour before I went to bed.
I want the $100 in the Taylor Swift.
Nah, I respect it. That one's a really tough one that I
still didn't look at my phone for an hour before bed. I just had to adjust my bedtime to suit my phone activity.
Okay. All right. And the second challenge was you were going to get up early. And I know for a fact that you did because you sent us screenshots at 5:55 a.m. every morning. And whilst we appreciated that 5 minutes I get before 6 o'clock in the morning when our son
With your
wakes
phone on
up,
silent if it's waking you up.
that's all good. Our son likes to wake up. He can't say finished, so he says, "Nanished." Nanished. So he would just stand up in his cot and go, "Mummy, Daddy, nanished."
Finish sleeping.
Nanished.
Finish sleeping. I'm done.
And it's great because I got this ding. And it's Luke. Oh, Luke's up doing whatever Luke wants to do. And then, nanished.
Nanished. So is that through the monitors or just through the doors you hear it?
We have a monitor, but it's
Yeah.
so close that it's like a delay.
Yeah.
We hear this, nanished, nanished.
Yeah.
So anyway,
That's
okay, so
great.
all right, 2 from 2.
And
And
then we
third.
had the pick the next single, which is going to
Lobu.
be my Lobu single, Fire. But I need to re-record the vocals, and
You do.
I'm gonna put my vocal on it.
Where did you get the vocal from originally?
Whoa.
Because
Splice sample.
just use it.
No, it's not. It's not. The sample's good, but
Very transposed down, isn't it? It's
yeah, and you
vocal.
can't really hear what it says. So I want to make it clearer so that people know it's.
We'll do what
Fire.
I did with Hibachi.
I know.
Just you can either voice memos it or something like that. It's so easy.
100%.
Yeah, that's what I did. And
Well, I suppose it's my
a ton
turn.
of processing. I'm very excited for this one because I haven't seen you in a long time. So what happened?
Do you remember?
Sign up to the gym, go to the gym, and give Luke a song or something?
Damn it, they've remembered.
Yeah.
I signed up to a gym.
Oh, congrats. I would have liked the $100, but
Literally
well done.
after the podcast, went in to the local gym that's just down the road here. And how's this? They had it was the last day before midnight that you didn't have to pay the fee,
Registration.
which is
The bullshit fee.
right. And I still have my dongle from like 10 years
Yeah.
ago when I actually signed up originally. So they were like, "Oh, we don't have to charge you for a dongle either." I'm like, good. But it's like 2.5 times more expensive than the gym I've just left,
Wow.
which is probably a motivator to not waste it. Where before it was like, $1 a day, who cares? But
Yeah.
still, I was just paying a membership for the sake of paying a membership. So, but my second goal was to go to the gym.
Mm.
And I was like sick.
Yeah, that's
also,
a pretty
also
good
if we're talking technicalities, it was go to the gym. I don't recall it being working out at the
I had
gym.
to go
Oh my
into the
God,
gym.
This guy.
I like this guy.
He did go into.
I tried to let it slide for you. He was against it, and now you're trying to let it slide for him. You
my toxic
softy.
personality
Yeah.
trait.
So we'll see if you let the next one slide. So the third one, and this was to choose and deliver a track to Luke. I didn't do it.
Oh, then.
However, I was
I don't-
sick. I was. Okay.
I mean, that is true.
and I did pick 2. I just didn't deliver.
However, it's also been 2 weeks since we.
I was just about to say that. There's
I'm
been an
still sick.
extension.
There's been a
during
week
the build.
Oh yeah,
extension.
no, I have chosen my 2
Yeah, is it Taylor Swift Shake It Off and Love Story?
and $100.
And 50 each?
I like that.
No, I don't want any
I don't
money.
want-
I'd rather sing it.
Yeah,
though. If we can get a chorus or something.
Yeah,
I don't know any Taylor Swift songs.
Come on.
you know, shake it off.
Yeah. And the haters gonna. I don't have to sing.
There you go. Here we go, everyone.
I can't do
I
it.
stay up
And
too
like-
late. I'm not singing. I didn't lose.
I can't sing.
You got to just.
So
go
wait, you're not going to let me off this, even though I chose the 2 songs I just didn't deliver.
Yeah,
Really?
chose
I mean,
2
we
songs.
let you off the 100.
Didn't deliver.
We let you off
But
the
you
100.
didn't
get
work out.
You didn't get a guest.
I reached out. I didn't say
Also-
achieve getting a guess.
You drank soft drink, even though the challenge had ended. Like you're
within
saying,
the 7 day.
yeah. So within my
have you
7
been
days, I
doing
was
the,
sick.
the hour before
Not
the
every
dip?
day.
Okay, so I feel like on a technicality, you can let me off this because I, in that period of time, was sick.
Yeah.
I feel like
Dude,
what
the amount of guilt I've had up to this episode.
Yeah.
I feel
Did
like
that sound that convincing?
what this has brought to light is that goals must be specific. So there is no wiggle room.
Yep.
Accountability is one. So like, I know I was waking you up at 5:55 every morning, but that wasn't for me to be like, hey guys, I'm up. It was like for me to be like, I'm up. That was part of my routine of my accountability check that
Yeah.
I need to be up. I've got to send the boys a thing.
Yeah.
That was part of the mindset.
I have a story that I'd like to chat about since I've last seen you, which is going to also add a lot of context as to why I didn't achieve my goals.
Okay.
Whilst being sick, I thought it would be a good idea, because I was cancelling on clients, to paint the film studio. And we spoke, did you hear that? We spoke a bit.
Everybody heard that.
Bit of bubbles.
I wanted to paint the film studio because the quotes were just astronomical, and we have a spray gun. So Rach and I decided that while we're sick, we was in childcare, we've got the whole day, we'll get the spray gun out, and we had some paint. And what you do is you add water to it, so it like dilutes it so the spray gun works. And there's 160 square meters of area to go, and we probably well underestimated how much paint we're going to need. So we just kept adding water. And what that does is it makes the flow of the spray gun better, but it also means the paint doesn't stick and it just runs down the wall, which we've just had perfectly sanded and shaped
Oh.
to the most perfect surface. So I had like a rage quit feeling that I suppressed, and we just pushed on. We got more paint and we tried to fix it by adding more paint, and it just got worse and worse and worse. But you've seen the film studio is done.
Looks
Like
good.
we got it done. But I was so sick, and I'm breathing through this proper ventilated respirator mask, not realizing that like half my nose doesn't work. We got it done. I'd forgotten to block out the rest of the studio availabilities, and I had a client book. So strip off the gear, clean everything up, get to the studio. For those that make music, if you're using Nexus, which I love, I think Nexus is a great plugin. Back in the day when I got it, I had to get this stupid little dongle. If you lose this dongle, game over.
Is it like a key for the app? I don't know,
Yeah.
You
So
can't open it without it.
Can't open it. And I had Nexus 2, which was I think the last time they used the dongle. And we're talking like so many expansion packs, like everything. Anyway, my client comes in. I'm absolutely shattered. Like I'm just so tired and feeling so sick. Probably should have cancelled, but fortunately didn't get this client sick. And it's for a mix and mastering project. We open it up and it has Nexus. And I can't find my dongle. I'm like, I'm really sorry, man. Let's just get our phone torches out in the studio, crank the lights, see if it's like on the floor. Nah. Checked all the other studios, checked everywhere, try not to knock over paint, trying to get through like the warehouse while it's just incomplete renos. Couldn't find it. I'm like, big ask. Could I get you to give me a lift home? Because I don't have a car here and I'll just search my kit bag home. He's like, yeah, of course. I'm like, it's cool. You can see where I live. Just live around the corner. So he drives me there. It's nighttime. Rachel's trying to put Will to bed. So I'm like tiptoeing to the house, trying not to wake anyone. Get into the room where my kit bag is, open it up. All the USBs are in there, pull it all out. No dongle. Because nothing's meant to be at the studio while we're shut, right? Anyway, I do the walk of shame back to his car and I'm like, so sorry, I don't have it. And then it dawned on me, you can upgrade the license. You can buy the new version.
Doesn't need a dongle.
Doesn't need a dongle. So safe to say, I did that on my hideously slow internet. It took 2 hours
Oh, no.
because also it had to update and re-download all the expansions,
packs.
everything. And I just tried to cancel as many as I could. We got through the session, but I lost money
Yeah.
because I had to pay for the dongle and effectively
All
pretty
that,
well did the session on the house because
all that time.
I spent all that
too.
time just troubleshooting. So in the midst of that, that's when I think I pulled the pin on the rest of my plans for the week and just stayed at home and recovered. And but we're back.
Could have rehearsed some Taylor Swift lyrics in the meantime while he's lying there doing
Could have.
nothing else.
But it was very much one step forward, 5 steps back last
Yeah,
week.
that's a very Nico night.
Isn't it?
Mm,
Very, very
Like-
awesome client though to be like, hey, it is what it is.
yeah, I
Big
know,
night for Nico.
right?
We got the project done though.
Right.
We got it done.
So that's all wrapped up.
We got Nexus 4 now.
I don't think I've used Nexus.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know if anyone playing at home uses Nexus. I think it's great because all the presets just sound
They sound good.
magnificent and you
Okay.
don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Rich.
I'd say
meaty,
I use Nexus
luscious.
really for pop records because if you want that juiciness,
Lots of really sick pianos and plucks and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can maybe show me.
Anyway, that was my story. Let's
That's-
jump into threads.
Yeah, that sounds like an adventure, man. I feel so lucky to have all these lessons learned by you, so that hopefully none of this happens to me.
just don't get Nexus.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so we'll do a little chat about Threads. For those that don't know, Threads is obviously Instagram's new app, kind of like Twitter. So that launched on July the 5th. took 5 days before they surpassed 100 million users with over 95 million posts and 190 million likes already shared on the app. Now, those stats are just from the first 5 days probably. So I think we're probably well over all that. From a numbers perspective, it seems really successful. But as someone who's been using it since the launch, and I know you guys have been on it too, it feels a bit like a beta.
Yeah.
And it also feels like they kind of rushed it out, in my opinion. There's been a lot of drama between Elon and Twitter. Him, once he did that cap of how many tweets you can read in a day.
What? I don't know about that.
You didn't know about this.
No.
So about a week ago, he announced that he's limiting the amount of tweets you can view per day. So it started with about 300 for users that don't pay for the subscription.
Oh,
so like how many tweets you can read scrolling? And I think it got all the way up to about 800 now. I really wish
Wait,
I
so
had.
the only premise for that is to then monetize. Is that right? It's like
Yeah, something like that.
So you
So
could read more if you had a subscription.
that's like every time a news article pops up on Facebook and you click on it, it's like, oh, do you have a subscription to?
Yeah. You just go right click, inspect element, disable JavaScript. Thanks very much.
So there was some massive backlash after that. So new unverified accounts, 300 views a day. This is on Twitter. Unverified accounts, which would be us. I don't know if you're no. Okay, that's all of us. 600 posts a day. And verified 6,000 posts a day. So obviously quite a margin between paying and not paying. But a lot of people weren't very happy. And you would just get like data limits reached when you were viewing Twitter and you'd seen your quota for the day. Yeah, crazy move. So I feel like Instagram saw that as a window to jump and they just took it. But currently there's a lot of features that seem to be missing within the app. And that's where I refer to it feeling like a bit of a beta. So you can't draft things. The search function isn't, other than looking for users, you can't find communities and
No
hashtags
yeah.
and things like that. I think the newsfeed is really clunky at the moment. It started really nice, but most of the time I'm just seeing random people, random posts. And then there's a couple of other more major ones where you can't delete your Threads account without deleting your Instagram account. So be careful, don't delete your Threads account. And then also, you may have noticed it's not released in Europe because there's major data sharing issues with what Threads is pulling from your phone.
GDPR.
Really?
Yeah. So a lot of users in Europe don't even have the app yet because their laws are
Not on the
stopping
App Store.
them. Yeah. So, personally, I think there's a lot of attractive parts to the app. I think the integration of it being within Instagram and migrating your followers and across really adds a bonus because you're not having to start from ground zero. I don't think anyone wants to do that these days. So being able to leverage your audience a bit and jump over to a platform where you've got, a following already is a massive, massive bonus. I don't think anyone who would launch an app like this from the beginning would really be able to succeed because no one wants to create a new account, find their friends, all that crap. So
get all their friends on it.
Exactly. So, and I've been noticing day by day more of my friends jumping on. I can see it in my followers. And then I think another really exciting part is that the audience for Twitter in Australia is very small.
Right.
We do not have a big following
Aussies
for Twitter.
don't like Twitter.
Aussie, Australians and New Zealand, Twitter's not a big thing here.
People passionate about sports, politics, and crypto.
Yep.
Basically.
And so I am.
But also Twitter's like unleashed, right? There's no restriction on what you can
There's
post.
nudity. There's lots of terrible things that get put up there. And you can pretty much just go for it. So there's one other good thing for now is also that there's no advertising on it, which I think is awesome.
I love that.
But we all know that that's going to come to an end soon.
Isn't it? You have to pay.
Winter is coming.
I wonder if this has anything to do with the verification that you could get on Instagram, which I haven't
Remove
subscribed
advertising.
to. Yeah. Look,
kind of like a YouTube thing.
I had this opinion. Do you like on my drink bottle? It says my name. Yeah, just in case.
When he goes to childcare, he doesn't get it mixed up with the other kids.
No nicht.
I would pay Facebook to at least activate my audience. So, and I think that's essentially what's happened on Instagram. I said years ago that when I surpassed 500,000 followers on Facebook, I was noticing that the engagement of having, 30 people see a post was just so pathetic. I was so angry that I wouldn't have minded if at least there'd been plan B, Like for $9 a month, which is what you're spending on Netflix, I'd rather pay that to Meta and know that of the people that have genuinely signed up, they are going to get a post. I would love that. And they called it advertisements and boosting posts. And I just think that's stupid. So I've really been quite annoyed by the platform. So I am interested to know what happens with Threads because I think it'll be the same deal, right?
Yeah, I mean, I assume that your tick that you get is going to come with some perks. What it is, I have no idea. But removing advertisement, I doubt it. That's their money. That's their bread and butter.
So there's an opening then. Someone surely one day will make a platform where it's like, hey, this is for families and friends, people you care about, where you can have a social network that you've curated without all the other bullshit.
It's really tough to get people to download, install, sign up. That's why I think Threads at least has an opportunity. People already have the account.
I'd also rather pay to not have ads than pay to have a blue tick. Like
If that was a part of it, would you be more inclined?
Yeah.
Well, YouTube Premium, right, takes away advertising.
Yep.
I've been strongly thinking about that, trying to maybe take one of my subscriptions, get rid of that and replace it with YouTube.
Don't you just get ad blocker? That's what most.
Yeah, but I view on my phone, my iPad, things like that. So
I don't
sometimes
have
I
a
get
premium
stuck with it.
YouTube. Even when I go to watch my own YouTube just to check that something went up, I have to watch the ad.
Yeah. So I've been really thinking about doing that actually. And then you get the Pocket Play as well finally.
Yeah, don't you get
could,
YouTube Music? Do you get YouTube Music with it?
Probably, man. And I'm realizing like I've got Amazon too. Everything's on Amazon Music. I'm like, do I even need Spotify in a way?
Yeah.
Like I could swap Spotify for YouTube.
Amazon almost pays out twice as much as Spotify per stream.
And I feel like as from an artist perspective as well, like Amazon's exciting because not anyone's really going down that route. Like we've had good playlisting there.
Yeah.
I just wonder if, he's the richest dude on the planet now? Old mate Jeff?
Bezos.
Yeah, he could. If he really wanted to. If he wanted Amazon to be the platform of choice, he could. He's got the buying.
I don't know if it's a social media type of thing though.
It's trending, right? It's just like, PC will never be as cool as Apple. It just never will be.
Yeah.
Just Windows is not cool.
Imagine that. Amazon chat, something.
Well, surely something's around the corner.
Do you any of you guys like it was just Amazon Prime Day? Does anyone have an Amazon account here?
Yeah.
Did you purchase anything for Prime?
Yeah.
Because I wanted to ask because I think the app's shit house.
Oh, the app sucks.
And I'm like, you're a gazillionaire. Make a good app.
Do you want to hear what I bought?
Oh, dude, you can't top mine.
What'd you get?
Soap, detergent, toothbrushes, coffee. And I got an air purifier as well.
Do you know,
that's
a very wealthy mindset thing to do. So rich people will, if they see a sale on toothpaste, they will buy that toothpaste because they know that they're never not going to need toothpaste or toiletries or whatever. So when there's a sale on, they'll stock up.
Yeah. Where
the poor people go, I'll just get one and I've saved myself $5.
Yeah.
No, buy two.
Well,
anyway, that's me. I'm the poor person that buys the one. No, what I bought on Amazon, we have an issue here at the studio where we've got an 8-bay car park with a massive gate and sometimes it's left open at night and that freaks me out. So I get up and I drive here and I shut it. And I was thinking, that's so silly. There should be a way to do it remotely. There is. I got a quote from a gate company for $2,500 to put on this special thing because that old system's too old, right? It's just the old radio blaster. They were like, no, you're going to need a new system that connects to your Wi-Fi and whatever, and you have an app and you can open and shut it from anywhere. I'm like, that sounds great. For $48 on Amazon, I bought, it's called a fingerbot or switchbot. It's this little box and a little button comes out.
Oh, so what? You just remotely do that and it presses a button to close the gate.
So I've connected it to the Wi-Fi here.
Oh, dude, that's
and
genius.
And I'm strapping it to my spare remote and from home on this pretty crappy app, but it does the job. I'm like, the gate's open because I can watch the cameras from here. And then the little fingerbot that's just stuck with tape to the whatever here goes, hits the button, gate shut.
Dude, I give it up. That is genius, man. You've saved $2,500.
A robotic finger.
Now what I'm thinking is getting 64 of them and
never having to play the Launchpad
programming
again.
it. Ding, 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 ding.
So we got a bit sidetracked there, but relevant
right.
anyway. Yeah.
Not sponsored.
Yeah, no. Shitty app, get better. Talking about shitty apps in a way, Threads. I think they've got a long way to go. Yeah. I really think that for me to want to use it, I've been looking at it daily, but at this point, I don't know if it's because I don't follow enough people, but you're never going to get me to follow 2,000 people. Like, I just don't care about that.
Yeah.
that news feed needs a clean up.
Oh, it's disgusting because
Mine's
it's anybody that
shocking,
comments on
man.
something or likes something. I'm seeing that. I'm like, I don't follow these people. Why do I care?
I'm also seeing stuff from people who I don't follow who comment on stuff as well.
Yeah.
That's random.
Yeah.
So just to open the floor a bit, I want to know your impressions, both of you, your first impressions on Threads, and where you think it's going to fit.
Well, Luke and I are
Because
about to have an argument. So get ready.
I already know what you're about to say. And obviously we have already a bunch of social media apps, plenty going on. Do you think there's a place for it to belong? And we'll look at it from a bit of both two perspectives. A, an artist, and B, I guess just a general user.
Yeah.
So yeah, thoughts.
You want to go first, Nico?
I'm just loading up Threads if my internet allows for it. There was a post that a friend of ours put up saying that I can't remember if she said popular or unpopular opinion, but if you advertise or self-promote on Threads, you should immediately be shadow banned. And I retweeted it or requoted it or rethreaded it or whatever, and I said 100%. Only reason I said that is that what I'm liking about Threads currently, I just reached out to Madion because he's just posted about his pop culture Launchpad mashup. And I've just suggested that if he wants to do another one, I'd be game to jump in with him. And because someone of his profile that has so many followers, that particular post on Threads currently doesn't have a huge amount of engagement interaction because it's such a new thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're talking a couple of hundred people versus a couple of 100,000 people. My comment might get picked up. Maybe. Unlikely. But at this point in time, I've reached out to a few other people that are high profile and they've responded. So I've jumped on something funny that they've said and I've said, someone was saying the other day that they're using their laptop to fry eggs because it's so hot. And I said, well, in Australia, electricity prices are so expensive and it's so cold here. I'm using mine to keep me warm. And they responded. I was like, cool. I can't get that engagement on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I can't get that on any other platform. Like even when you DM someone on Instagram, they're not going to see it because either their account's run by a manager or social media agency or they're just too big and it just goes to spam.
Buried in the request folder.
So currently at this point in time, within the first week of Threads, if you see someone of significant profile and they say something and you jump in on that, it's likely you're going to get some traction out of that. Either other people are going to comment and see your post and follow you back or whatever, or your idol, the person that you would like to actually have the interaction with, might respond. So big tick for me. I agree with the advertising and self-promotion being shadow banned because I think there needs to be some avenue. Like take this podcast, for example. It is a way of self-promotion, but that's not its core. It's just that I wanted to do this with great people for fun. And I think there's going to be a lot that we give as part of that. So I'm all for a platform that is trying to create community without there being a call to action. I think like Twitter originally, before you put links and video and photos, was just your thoughts. It was just a brain dump. And I thought, oh, how stupid is that? I'm not going to tweet what I had for breakfast. In fact, there's a video of me quoting that. I think it's stupid. But now I'm like, well, if people want to know you more personally and they don't have this, podcast ability to actually get to know you, Threads is a great way to just express your personality without buy my merch, listen to my song.
Yeah.
I'm playing here. Did you want to?
I feel like whilst I don't disagree with the motivation behind it, I feel like having like an automatic banning of people who self-promote. If you don't like something, just mute it or unfollow that person.
I don't know if Nick meant it legitimately or if just more like the thought of just like, don't do that.
That's such a cool idea. Automatic banning. As soon as you're like, I have it, gone.
Well, that's what shadow banning is, right? Shadow banning is like not letting people reach anyone.
I just think
still post.
Nick's more talking to about like, don't bring that here.
Yeah. Yeah. I think,
I get
I
that.
wanted to have a fight.
I get that Threads right now is like a nice, happy place where everyone's being fluffy and excited. It's like when everyone first gets to a party or a festival and everyone's like, hey, let's go get to the bar and get some drinks and meet some new friends and everything. And by the end of the festival, everyone's like, get out of my way. I want to go home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what's coming.
Which is Twitter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Twitter is the end of
No,
it.
that's a really good point.
I
think there is a place for it, but it just has to be in a different way.
I also think advertising and self-promoting is different.
Yeah, I agree. Because if people that follow you enough, self-promotion is what they want. Or like they don't hate it because they're excited for you. But it has to be done differently. I don't think posting a picture of yourself and your artwork and being like 24th of July, it's happening. That's not going to work. But if you were like, I'm, just submitted to distro, super stoked, 2 weeks, I'm going to have some new music out.
Yeah, because that
that's
approach,
different.
that's documenting the process.
Exactly. Not like, so for this remix I was just putting up a preview after every session. I don't know if that's the type of content Threads wants, but rather than this official like updates and well thought out posts, it's definitely something a bit more casual.
I like currently that it's relatable. So when someone says something funny, like, can you relate? And you chime in, it's nice. It's a little bit of connection. Or I don't have that currently.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sick of watching Starbucks being like, what's your coffee order? Like,
Yeah, same.
you don't care.
Brands can.
Yeah. The brand trying to be the
maybe
cool
it's
page.
not a place for brands, yeah.
Well,
I
I
mean-
think that they've already publicly come out and say they're not going to focus on politics and hard news. So that type of stuff is not going to come into Threads.
Mm.
I think it's going to be a more of a pop culture-y type of vibe.
I've already seen politics and hard news on Threads.
Well, it shouldn't be getting pushed, but I wouldn't
No.
be like it's going to exist. But if you go to Twitter, it's fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
But if you go to Threads, I think it's going to try and be a bit more pop culture, that type of vibe. So I think it's going to be interesting. I don't know about you. I read something the other day, and someone was like, now I'm going to figure out what type of personality I'm going to use on Threads. It's like, depending on what social media app you're on, it's like you almost have a different personality for each one. So,
Oh yeah, totally. Your LinkedIn, so that's something I'll never really do well at.
yeah,
I mean, I
so-
know I should, as the business of this recording studio, have a LinkedIn profile. In fact, I was speaking to someone the other day, like, we'll connect on LinkedIn. I'm like, nah, we won't. There's no way. I don't use that platform.
yeah, it's a tough one. Like, for me, I just don't need to use it, so I won't. But I don't even know who uses Facebook anymore, to be honest, in a way.
Old people.
Yeah, it has a window, but I don't know, not in my world. But so Instagram has one sort of personality-wise, and I think that's a bit more refined and professional. You don't want your typos. You're probably, using proper punctuation
I don't
and
like when
grammar
people can't
and stuff.
spell there correctly. They are.
Yeah.
So it's there.
Mm.
That I'm like,
Can I just comment on the Facebook?
Yeah, I knew
reference?
you'd have a...
You know how we were running our ad campaigns the other week?
All Facebook.
That was all Facebook and Instagram. On my Lobu music, which is, for those who don't know, it's very chill, sort of wacky, jungle-y type of strange sounds.
Beach house.
Beach house. 60 plus. This guy. 60 plus. Biggest demographic.
Perfect. Plenty of them on the app.
we have an
Facebook
aging
ads.
population, so you'd like to think that Facebook's audience is getting larger.
I wonder what the growth is on all the apps.
I remember a
at the
couple of
moment.
years ago, the 55 plus market was the largest growing age bracket on Facebook.
Yeah.
Doesn't help us.
So do you see yourself using Threads in the future, Nick?
I'm still using it, but I think I'm using it,
Casually.
very, very, like it's stomach. It's like a shower thought. Like, that'd be
Yeah.
funny. Post that. And then I scroll and I go, bored. And then I go back to Instagram and I go, bored. And then I go to TikTok. I'm like, that's funny. And then I get off that because I've got more important shit to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not using Facebook anymore. I can't log in on web because it's two-factor authenticator. I had the old one or something and that's no longer working. So I've only got it on mobile. I don't use Facebook pages or Business Suite. I think it's just too hard. And it's almost like SoundCloud. I've forgotten about SoundCloud.
Yeah.
There's
I
just
know.
too many platforms. I don't use Snapchat.
Yeah, younger demographic for sure. Snapchat's huge.
Snapchat's so fun. The filter's great, but I'm just too busy and I just don't care.
Yeah,
I don't use Twitter. I actually want to delete my Twitter.
There's no point
went-
deleting anything. Just don't use it.
Well,
I don't want
okay.
anyone else to swoop in.
Yeah.
I understand that idea, but I also like consolidating. I've just cleared out a whole bunch of stuff since moving house and like the studio right now, we're binning so much stuff and having so much less to think about is so much better for my mental health. And I feel that I have almost this anxiety that I'm missing out because I'm not contributing to these other apps. Like the amount of YouTube content I've put up and I haven't created shorts, I haven't created TikToks, I haven't created reels. It's just like,
Well, I definitely think those things are worth your focus, not a Twitter account that gets no views. But, just to have the account sit in the back, mine just sits there.
yeah.
Doesn't hurt.
Anyway, we'll see how we go with Threads.
I am hopeful, but I'm a bit skeptical. They really need to make changes and they need to do it fast because I'm opening it because I want to be on it. And then I'm like, within 2 minutes, I'm like, I don't know what I'm looking at.
I'll say that as well. Like all three of us have said, we pick it up, we scroll for a few minutes and then we're done. Like it's not like other apps where you get sucked in, not like TikTok where you go, oh, I should have been on here for 30 minutes.
Oh, dude, TikTok's amazing at that. But even like Instagram, I'll go down the feed and then I'll check out the stories and enough's enough after a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's really not a lot holding me in and I'm sick of seeing crap by people I don't know.
Yeah.
So I reckon a big few weeks ahead, that first few updates. I think there's an update on the way. I think it's pretty minimal stuff. But so I mean, like they jumped the gun coming out with the beta, but now you gotta push out the rest to make people stay.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be exciting, something to keep tabs on.
Yep. Always checking next week. Talking about goal setting again, do we want to challenge ourselves one more time for next week, or is that putting us on the spot too much?
Could just be not getting sick for 2 weeks and actually following through on my stuff.
Maybe we stop calling it challenges. Maybe we say, why don't we set ourselves some accountability for the next episode?
I don't mind challenges.
Yeah. I mean, it keeps...
Those of us who completed them.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I could just...
But I'd be down. I've got one. That's just simple. To me, I have the most respect for Luke. I mean, going to the gym and stuff's tough and like signing up and that so too. But the ones you set for yourself, I don't think I could do them. So yeah.
Thank you.
Are you still doing them? Are you still getting up at 5?
I got up. I've been waking. My alarm's been going off every morning at 5:55 still, but I haven't been getting up. Some mornings it's been 6:15. Some mornings it's been 7. The other day was 8 because I was feeling a bit crook.
Luxury. All right, let's set ourselves some challenges next week.
I am going to stretch every night.
Nice.
And maybe even try twice a day. We're going to see. But started playing basketball again, which has been awesome, but I'm a bit tight. So I reckon that'll really help.
Okay.
So I know that's super simple, but I've always been like, yeah, I should stretch more, but never followed through. But now we're going to do it.
I'm going to do my shoulder rehabilitation exercises regularly. Try and get that better.
A couple of these ones.
Well, if we're all on the fitness page, I'll go to the gym.
Yeah.
Bam.
There you go.
Perfect. What, twice?
Healthy body, healthy mind.
Look, you know what? Let's just get one.
Yeah, fair.
Let's just get one. I'm going to thread about it. If you want to follow me on threads, I'm going to call it Shred and Thread. And it's going to be awkward updates from Nick about how awkward gyms are when you start again. Because I am not exaggerating. I think I've lost over 13 kilos from when I was at my peak fitness.
Yeah.
And I originally went to the gym for vanity because I wanted to look more opposing and
huge,
scary.
I did see some old posts of you with like the long hair as well. Oh my God.
That was an era.
Fabio.
I wanted to look like Chris Hemsworth. Failed. And nowadays I want to go for mental health. But the hard thing is, and I'm sure there's heaps of people like me, while I seemingly am an extrovert, I'm an extroverted introvert. And I find it really daunting. The hardest part for me is getting to the gym and then walking in and looking at all these people. And I have so much admiration for all of them because they're just getting it done.
Yeah.
And, nobody cares that I'm there. But I'm like, is anyone judging me that I've just picked up these 2.5 kilos?
Bringing back a convo from a few weeks ago when we were talking about habits. One of the key things from that book I was reading was if you want to go to the gym, the habit is to get up and put your shoes on.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that.
And once you've got your shoes on, like, well, I've got my shoes on, might as well go to the gym.
Like it. I reckon we can all achieve that. Let's keep each other up to date.
Done.
The group chat is going to be going off
every morning.
Tune in next week when we talk about health. I think the reason
What's
that we're...
the punishment?
Let's just win. Let's just win. And then I think we can set some bigger goals and we can have some bigger punishments. And yeah.
I'm hoping that maybe I can try and keep a few as we stack them.
It's building habits.
Here's what I require us all to do. There must be video evidence.
All right, I'll group video chat everyone.
No. And it will appear just magically because of the wonders of television.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So you will see a video of me in the gym being awkward as hell, shredding and threading. Luke's going to be doing some interesting shoulder exercises. And you're going to be doing some sort of like form of yoga.
Yeah, I'm going to be on the floor
in his yoga pants.
All right. We had some feedback. And one of the comments on YouTube, thanks everybody that does comment, we will get back on to threading you back, was they want to see you guys have a go at the Launchpad. So what I've done is I've loaded up a bass therapy session that I have not rehearsed. So I am feeling just as out of touch as I'm sure you will. but I can give you the general the go down of how my Launchpad project's set up.
I feel that's Nick's version.
I
of
know
Unroast,
how we're going to
and
get
our
it.
version of Unroast.
I know how we're going to get this done though, Luke. We're not going to be able to do it separately, but our powers combined, we can pull this off. Someone on drums and someone on leads and
So
basses.
apologies
That's
to
gonna work.
anybody that listens to this on just an audio-only platform. This is going to sound really interesting. But what we've got is we've got a Launchpad here loaded up with 64 sounds. And for those watching and anybody that's played Launchpad, shout out to the Launchpad crew, what I do is I break 64 down into 4 quadrants. So smaller blocks. Memory chunking, we talked about it, I think, in the last episode. Let's start with something simple. I've just got kick and drum.
Yeah.
So left hand, bottom quadrant of my Launchpad will always be percussion. Oh, or a few other, as it turns out, a few other samples, yeah. Cool.
I stay up too late.
I am not singing Taylor Swift.
I know that one.
You know that bass therapy
Yeah,
section?
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So I'll have some vocals. This quadrant's probably all just going to be bass stabs, I think. Ooh.
Everyone in their car's just driven off the road.
It's going to sound
The wheels are falling off.
so strange. I'm going to leave the rest up to you to decide.
You're not even going to play it once for us?
No, I'll play at the end.
Oh.
No,
give us-
boo.
No.
We'll just make our own up.
Just make your own up, and I will heavily edit this podcast so that if
sorry.
Chief just...
Well, I don't have the coordination between two hands. That's my issue. I thought, where's the cymbals? No cymbals. No. Yeah, no, go. Do that again. No, the other one.
Oh, you got to hold it. Oh, I see potential here. Everyone, can you just look at Chief's face?
We need cymbals to fill up the gaps. Ooh, where's it? Yeah, it's really hard. Oh, that's a big one.
Isn't it? That's
a fat one.
Yeah. Oi.
I don't have independent coordination. That's my problem.
It is tricky, and it's sort of autonomous. Like,
Why don't you try the drums? So I'll go.
if anybody drives cars, they'll understand the autonomy of you don't think about steering. You just go in a direction.
That's
the same.
I don't want to torture anyone any longer.
So I can cut this down.
Pretty good, Luke. I don't have the coordination enough, and when you have two separate minds, they're not going to stay in time, unfortunately.
How do bands do it?
Well, I think it would be
Practice.
I know I'm just making excuses, but I think having the cymbal to keep the rhythm would have benefited a bit.
I don't know why I don't have a symbol in this. I do. It's just but it's got a vocal and.
Can I just
Oh, you want another shot?
just for 3 seconds? No, but I need Luke. Wait.
Here we go.
See, honestly, having the cymbal in the back to keep the timing is
Go again,
is much
and I'll
better.
chime in.
All right.
Oh, yeah, boys.
Yeah. I can not do it, but I can do it.
That
See?
was exponentially better than when we both did it.
Yeah. I mean, and I still fucked up a lot, but having the saying just keep the beats in the back definitely, it means that both of us can work at the same time, and
Yeah.
I don't even know what I do here.
it's all muscle memory. Yeah,
that
hold
one
it.
I changed. I think
It should be a trigger.
It's a trigger. Oh, and then because I needed the time to get my hand back.
Yeah. Do you want me to-
And then what do I do?
That big.
Oh, I remember. Sorry, bow.
Bow, bow. That one.
Yeah.
I knew it was that. You could tell that was the spice.
So it starts down here.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to see your hands in the air.
Well, I'm totally freestyling this. And then there's like an andere. Where was
It was
that?
up. Yeah.
Then what? Oh yeah, that one. That was cool.
Woo!
Yeah.
Good times.
All right, we'll leave it at
That's
that.
killer. Yeah, man.
Freestyle. We had a bit of fun. Actually, no. Hold that thought.
Oh.
I've got a present for you.
Okay. Fuck.
He's just left the room, ladies and gentlemen.
Nunished.
He's none.
It's so funny.
I feel like there's an issue.
I heard that too.
So we sent a logo file. We sent the recording studio one, didn't we? We have to double check that. Do we even open this or do I just...
What did they make a mistake?
I think so.
Oh my.
Urgent, due Friday.
I'm glad this is all live on camera.
Where would they get that from?
What, they haven't even downloaded an attachment and they've just taken something from an email signature? Oh, shit, I'm bleeding.
Are you bleeding from playing Launchpad?
No, I just scratched myself.
I'll give you that. Okay, well,
He hit the launch pad so hard. He's
we organised, because you guys are studio crew,
Yeah.
a present that we're just going to say, it was meant to say Matrix Recording Studio, but they've done our email signature instead.
That's so
Wasn't it?
shitty.
Wasn't it? Rach, wasn't it meant to be vertical? Wasn't it meant to be the logo and then recording studio? They've embroidered our email signature on the
What
jumpers.
the fuck? Publishing house.
That's the parent company, FYI.
Yeah. I mean, it looks sick, the jumper.
does look sick.
Yeah. Rach is stoked. That's rough.
Well, if it's like
Righteous idiots.
embroidered versus
Really?
printed, can you unembroider it?
Fuck that. You get to keep those.
I get, yeah, well, okay, because
That's
we've got
bonus.
okay, that's the other thing. Oh, we got 3.
One for you.
Oh, yeah.
It's 3 of us in this room.
Here you go, lads.
Wow.
Welcome to Matrix Publishing House, aka, oh, Jesus,
Oh, the jumper's playing the launch pad.
Matrix Recording.
Oh, I like it. Quality threads.
Looks heavy.
But seriously, they had one job. We sent a vector and everything.
I could imagine you doing the lawns in that.
It's meant to be like
I fucking love it. It's a sick jumper.
It's meant to be smart corporate, but not too corporate.
Yeah. Like maybe golf.
Yeah.
Well, it looks good. Good fit.
I'm a dad now.
Yeah.
I gotta look my age. I can't just be wearing hoodies all the time.
Nah, that's killer, bro. I love it.
Welcome
put it
to
on
Matrix
the off
Publishing
camera.
House, which is
What?
I said I gotta look my age. Can't be wearing hoodies all the time. Our Global League hoodies are sick.
Old mate in the corner here with the hoodie.
No. I just mean that, okay, when I record, because everyone
that looks
knows,
great.
Everyone knows.
yeah,
I
that
rec-
looks
Schmicko.
It looks pro.
we record podcasts for
yeah.
big businesses.
So you want to seem professional.
and I don't want to wear a hoodie. And also, I love our Global League bomber jackets. Like, they are just
Yeah, that's a
so
sick
cool.
jacket.
These were our first.
Swaggy.
Yeah, and they've got Global League on the front and they've got Global League down the side.
Yeah, the little arm thing.
And the first time...
Jacket's flying the Launchpad. It's quite sensitive,
See, it's
isn't it?
so
It's
easy.
so sensitive.
Even a jacket can do it.
Sorry to everybody listening.
I was going to say, these people listening must feel
Global
fucking
League
hate
down the
us.
side. Remember we wore these to the Kendrick Lamar concert because
We
we
did.
just got them in.
Yep.
And then we
Wow.
went to a YouTube event.
Looking crisp.
Anyway,
I can't wait to put this on.
a little gift for when we play
Thank you.
golf, because we don't play golf. We'll just go to the driving range. And hopefully we can get the actual recording studio logo file. I think it was meant to be the M
Nice.
Yeah.
and this underneath, like a bigger M, because that's pretty. Don't mind it. Don't hate it.
It looks all right if it's a recording studio, maybe,
Yeah, not the parent company that nobody knows about.
or even just no house.
Yeah, just Matrix.
Either way, like the threads are cool. So once you get the logo right, it's gonna be awesome. Threads. All right.
All right.
Good fucking
Thank you for
idea.
tuning in. If you've
Full
enjoyed this
circle. That's enough.
episode,
Did you say full
let us.
circle?
Full circle. We've
Full
gone
circle.
full circle.
Oh God!
Sorry.
If you've enjoyed this episode, let us know. If you haven't, also let us know. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to do more Launchpad and we're going to keep ourselves accountable for the challenge next week. Thanks to everybody that tunes in. We really appreciate it. We'll see you soon.
Love you, bye.
Bye.